I'm Kyle, and I play in Misery Signals, and you're listening to The Grind on punkradiocast.com. Is that right?
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Grind on Punk Radio Cast. We've got one of the dudes here from Misery Signals. Who do we have here today?
My name's Kyle, and I play bass in Misery Signals.
Right on. A great show tonight here at Starlight here in Edmonton. Sort of a hometown show for you.
Yeah, it is. We have a lot of history here. Our guitarist is originally from here and the first singer of the band as well. So it's always kind of been like a home away from home for us.
So you guys are about 10 days into the Weight of the World 2009 tour. How has it been going so far?
It's been great. It's exceeded our expectations for sure, so
awesome.
We're extremely stoked on it thus far.
You got some more camaraderie than some of the other tours you guys have done in the past?
Oh yeah, we get along with all the bands great. They're all wonderful people. We hang out as much as possible. There's been some nasty drives, but outside of that, we've managed to get a few good hangs in there. A few drunk nights.
You got to have those on the tours, right?
Oh yeah, it keeps us going.
It's not a tour without that.
It's true.
Well, you guys have been pretty much all over the world. Just recently you were down, you did a tour in Indonesia. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, we actually did all of well, not all of Southeast Asia, but we did a few dates out there. We did Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, and Hong Kong. And it was an experience of a lifetime. I can't say enough good things about it.
What was the response from the kids like there? I'm assuming not too many bands get out there.
Yeah, very few bands make it out there. I think a couple of the promoters told us that we were maybe like the 8th or 9th band that had ever gone over there. So the kids were extremely gracious for us coming out and taking the time to do some shows for them. And I don't know, it was crazy. They were very energetic and super stoked that we came. I think a lot of the kids just came even if they didn't know who we were, just because the band was coming over. Yeah. And yeah, it was a hell of a time. It was awesome. Did
you guys get into any political issues or just any trouble getting your tour set up over there?
Not really. It actually went really smooth. I know that when we were in Thailand, there was some sort of protest going on. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but we steered clear of it and had no problems while we were over there.
Usually safer just to avoid the stuff going on.
Yeah. We were headed towards like a landmark that we were going to go check out, and the taxi driver, once he realized why the traffic was so heavy, just recommended that we got out and go back to where we were at previously.
Now, were you guys over there during like a tsunami or an earthquake or something? I remember.
I think it had already happened.
It just happened. Okay.
Yeah, I think actually we were in Italy too, and
during
we weren't there during it, but we went there soon after. Like the show that we had booked there almost got canceled because they were gonna make it like a Memorial Day or whatever. Yep. So they weren't gonna allow live music or anything, but they were still able to do it. So it was really close to when that happened.
So you guys are still touring off of your last album, Controller, recorded again with Devin Townsend.
Yeah.
You guys obviously recorded with him before. Your first album was done with him. What was there anything different that really blew you away that he put in effort-wise, I guess?
Yeah, definitely. I think that going in the second time around, we already had worked with each other previously, so there was no getting used to each other, and so we jumped right in. And I think that he actually, after doing the first album, realized that he actually liked what we were doing and appreciated it. So, he approached us when the time came to record that album, and he asked us if he could do the record. And so he just had a lot more enthusiasm behind it, and he laid off the weed smoking a little bit, or actually entirely. He had a clean mind, and he was just ready to get down to work, just punch at it right away. So I think it was definitely much better the second time around, not to take away from the first time, but just that comfortable level that we had reached with him made a world of difference.
Definitely. Now, you guys were able to sort of walk the line of having something really heavy and hardcore, but still have a lot of melodic sounds woven in throughout the new album. Yeah. Do you think that you'll be working with Devin again, or are you looking for a different sound next time, maybe?
We want to work with Devin again, as long as we don't have conflicting schedules. So I think that on this tour, actually, we're going to try and have a meeting with him and see what his time frame is for next year. So we're trying to get in early next year. So if he's available, he's the man. I personally don't want to go anywhere else as long as this band exists. So as long as he's on board, then we're definitely going to do it with him.
Right on. So what's writing like for Misery Signals? You guys are on tour pretty much constantly. Do you work out a lot of material on while you're on the road?
Yeah, our guitarists do. They're always noodling around with riffs, and they both work with recording programs like GarageBand or Pro Tools.
Yeah.
So Stu especially will post up, you know, in between load in and sound check and just record what he comes up with and puts it into a format that is that we can understand. Like he'll send us the MP3s and we'll check it out. And that's something that we've never experienced before on the road because we've never had the capability to do that. So I think that going into the next writing process, it's going to make it a lot easier because we'll have a good starting point.
Definitely. Rather
than just starting from scratch and, you know, just hoping that everything works out in the time frame that we have.
Yeah. So of all the places you guys have played so far, I'm not going to ask you where your favorite place is because that's always a tough one, but where have you not had a chance to play that you'd like to get out to?
I think my next goal would be South America, Central America, Mexico, and South Africa.
Oh yeah.
I think is what we're aiming for next. I mean, we've covered quite a bit of the world already up to this point, so I just want to go everywhere that I possibly can before the band's over and before I lose that opportunity.
It's almost one of the best things about being in a touring band. You get to see all sorts of different places you might not have an opportunity to see.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great.
So you've shared the stage with a lot of, I'm assuming a lot of your influences band-wise, and any bands that you haven't had an opportunity to play with that you would really like to get on stage with, or maybe just check out a show as a fan?
I think as far as tour-wise goes, it would be a dream come true, I think, for all of us to hit the stage with the Deftones, because they have been a huge influence on our music writing, like especially our melodic end of things, and that's the one that sticks out most. I mean, we've been on tour with a lot of great bands, so I mean, if it all ended today, I would definitely be satisfied with what we've done. But yeah, that would be probably our number one is collectively.
Sweet. Now, for fans of Misery Signals, what can they expect in the next little while? More touring, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we're finishing up this Canadian tour at the end of June, and then we take a few months off just to relax because we've been going non-stop all year so far, and potentially a European tour in September, and maybe another Canadian run in December, and then in between all that, we'll be writing and hopefully be ready to hit the studio come like February, March.
Sweet. What do you guys do on your downtime between dates? Keep yourselves busy.
Like on days off on tour or at home?
Yeah, days off on tour. And then when you are home, I'm sure catching up with friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Days off on tour are usually spent either driving because they're days off because the drive is so long.
Yeah.
Or I mean, like the other day we had a day off in Winnipeg, and we just had a barbecue with a bunch of friends there, and drank all day and had a great time. After the show tomorrow in Grand Prairie, we're planning on driving to a campground because we have a day off before Kelowna and just camping out with all the bands,
nice.
Hanging out all afternoon and evening and then taking off in the morning for Kelowna. So, I mean, we try and take advantage of it as much as possible. And as for home, I just do everything that I can't do on the road, sleep in my own bed as much as I can, try and work out and read, watch TV, just all the things that I miss, and spend time with my close friends that I don't get to see very often, and my family as well.
Do you find it hard keeping that relationship with your family, perhaps a girlfriend, your friends, that kind of stuff, while you're just constantly out on the road?
Yeah, it's definitely it makes things tricky for relationships for sure. I mean, I've definitely grown apart from a lot of close friends because of it. And I mean, my family is very understanding of what I do and supportive. So I mean, they'll always be there for me. But it's hard not being able to see them on a regular basis, as well as the friends that I still do have at home.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, I mean, it's just a choice that we've made, And if the other end can't accept it, then that's just kind of how it is, I guess.
So be it. Eh?
Yeah.
Well, anything else you want to get out there to the Punk Radio Cast listeners before we wrap things up?
Well, thanks to anybody that came out to the show tonight. We had a fucking wonderful time. Edmonton's always been like a second home to us, like we established before, and we look forward to coming back, and hopefully we'll see you guys there.